Thanks for coming on this week's podcast. This week, we're going to talk about some key tips to improving your insurance website and social media presence in 2022. Let me start off and just introduce myself. My name's Ken French. I think it's important you understand that I've grown up in the insurance business. My grandfather was in it, my father was in it. I got in it in the late 90s. And back then, we had a family owned business that was kind of like a general agency, a wholesaler, an FMO. We worked with independent agents who sold employee benefits, health, life, Medicare. Long story short, they made me the technology guy. And over the years that I worked there, I started to help a lot of our producers build their first websites, get set up with agency management systems, do email marketing. Long story short, we sold the company in 2009, right before healthcare reform. And when we sold the company, I took my tech department, we spun it into a new company called Snoozy, and for the last 12 years, I've been helping independent agents with their websites and with their social media presences, and I focus specifically in the industry. So, what we're going to talk about today really has to do with referrals. The thing I try to, discuss with my clients is let's be realistic. What type of scenarios are really going to happen, and what type of scenarios can we actually control? And it's funny because the number one call I get is, well, how do I be number one on Google? I just want to be number one on Google for Georgia health insurance. And I try to say it as nicely as possible. That's not realistic. That's not something we can control. But I think, with a website and with a social media presence, these things have become vital now in 2022. If you're legitimately in the business, you really need to have these things. And I think my point, again, has to do with referrals. I get a lot of producers calling me up and they say, look, I don't know why, but gosh, I'm just not getting as many referrals as I used to. It's still me. I'm still the expert here. I've been doing this 25 years, and I think the reality is those people don't have a very good web presence. So what I try to say is like, think about a scenario. What happens if somebody is actually referred to you? They're turning 65. Gosh, they're feeling overwhelmed. They're getting 600 calls from the insurance carriers, all this stuff in their mailbox. They talk to their friend and they say, who helped you when you turned 65? Oh, I talked to Karen Smith. What happens if that person goes in and at that very second wants to learn more about Karen Smith? What's going to happen if they go in and Google you? What are they going to find? Are they going to find a website? Are they going to find a LinkedIn page? Are they going to find a Facebook business page? Are they going to find nothing? So I think that becomes the foundation for getting better in 2022. We need to make sure that if people are background checking you and they want to learn more about you, that they're going to find something that's a very good first impression. So I think it starts with having a website. I call it a business insurance website. And in this website, you can't just have a billboard that says, hi, my name is Karen and I sell health and Medicare. I mean, that might have worked 10 years ago, but things have changed. Okay. Your website needs to have three very important sections to it. One, it needs to have branding. You need to have some sort of logo or at least your picture, information about you and why I'd want to work with you. And most importantly, some success stories, some testimonials from people that you've helped. We live in an Amazon shopping world. Everyone goes on to Amazon, everyone shops, they look at the testimonials. Hey, this fishing rod broke after I had it for 2 days. I'm not going to buy this fishing rod. It's how people now shop. So you have to kind of project your business in the same way. Two, you got to have your portfolio on there. You got to let people know what you actually focus on and then what you do secondary. And then three, which might be the most important, having actual functionality on the site. You got to have reasons for people to do things on your site, whether it's having a scheduling software where people can just see your calendar and schedule a meeting, or letting them, look at rates and products shopping online before they chat with you, or even just watching some videos, about the products you offer. So here's kind of a quick sample that kind of goes through that. And you can see, there's branding, upper left, senior benefits group. Here's Ray. You get his picture right off the bat. If you want to talk with Ray, you can click on a button. Most importantly, you can go to an about section. It reviews his background, what his mission statement is. Obviously, he's got some testimonials here that talk about how he's helped different people. Very important. Consumers want to see that kind of stuff. If you go to solutions, you can see he does Medicare, final expense, dental and vision. And then if you go into the shopping section, you can go in, you can quote and enroll in Medicare, Emeritus Dental. If you go into the resources section, you could submit your drugs and doctor information for him to kind of search for you. And then he's got all sorts of videos and FAQs where certainly you can learn more about different scenarios within the products he offers. So, again, I think that, the first thing I suggest is to think like the consumer, right? Most people today are a little, they're a little nervous about working with an insurance agent. They might have had bad experiences in the past. They might have run into a situation where it just didn't go the way they wanted. So people do their diligence now. Is it everybody? No, it's not everybody. I get it. But it goes back to the first thing we said. I'm not getting as many referrals as I used to. And that's because more and more people, they're going online. It doesn't mean they're becoming e-commerce clients. It doesn't mean that you don't see them or meet them. It just means that this is how they're getting introduced to you, and they want to see if you're worth calling, right? So when it comes to social media, this is another big part of the puzzle. Like I said, people might Google you, they might find your LinkedIn profile, they might find your Facebook business page. The key to success with social media is not doing pay advertising, though that can help you get some leads. The key is to think that, hey, there are people that could be looking at my Facebook business page or my LinkedIn page, and this is how they're learning about my expertise. So I'm a big believer that social media is a marathon, and it started back in 2006 for me personally. And each day, I'm constantly trying to get more people connected to me because I know that every person I get connected to me, when I post, I drip on them. And that becomes a big, part of generating referrals down the road. But I think it starts with having a good Facebook and LinkedIn page. With LinkedIn, you got to have a picture on there. Okay. It's not even if you don't have a picture and you don't want to have a picture, delete your profile. Because any consumer who goes to your LinkedIn page and sees that you don't have a picture, in my opinion, that's a big red flag. Why not? Why did this person not take 5 seconds to upload a picture? So you got to have a picture. You need to have a summary about what you do, and it should match your website, right? We're talking about branding. We want consistent branding that says, this is who I am. This is why you should work with me. These are the products I focus on. Then you want to make sure that you're connecting with as many of your clients and friends as possible. And most importantly, you need to be posting content. And the best type of content to post is not solicitations. It's educational content about the products you sell. You want to come across as the guru, right? When people Google you and they go to your LinkedIn page and they see, look, every day she's posting great information about Medicare and life insurance. She clearly is the expert that I want to work with. Same thing with your Facebook business page. It should match the website. You should have daily educational content. You want to get as many of your clients and friends and family to follow you because those could be people who are sharing your stuff with people who need help. So again, someone's first impression of you, how is that going to be if it's virtual? And again, I get this phone call a lot. And take no offense, but I talk to people a lot who have been in this business 20 to 30 years. They're starting to approach their 60s. And, I'm sure they're incredibly, educated and incredibly good insurance professionals. But the problem is what happens if somebody doesn't meet you? What happens if that's not their first impression? So we want to make sure that their first impression virtually is just as good as if they came into your office and shook your hand. Again, a few key bullets. Remember, most consumers have had bad experiences with past insurance agents. So they're nervous. They know they need to work with you, but they don't want to work with you. It's like going to the dentist and you need to get a root canal. Your mouth is killing. Gosh, you don't want to go though, but you got to go. So make these people feel comfortable, right? Also, remember, these consumers, especially if you're in the Medicare market, everyone in their family circle is telling them, oh, you got to get ready for turning 65, but be careful. There's scams everywhere. Those television commercials, those are scams. The stuff on the internet, that's a scam. So the consumer is very nervous. Oh my gosh, everything's a scam. That is why you want to come across as the edge, as the expert. That's how the daily social media posting can relieve their doubt, right? Your web presence can erase their doubt, show them that you're the expert, show them that you're active and that you're doing this every day, and you're the person who's going to help them. And I think that if you just start with this, because yes, I get it. I mean, I get these calls every day. I want to do better with search engine optimization. I want to do better with email marketing. I want to do better with Facebook advertising. Those are things that, yes, I agree you should do, but you're not going to get anywhere without a good web presence and social media presence, the foundation of it. Because once you start to do marketing, what do you think the people do when they see your marketing? They go back to your website, they go back to your Facebook page, they look at these things. It's all part of the same puzzle. So I'll end with, what do I do? Again, we specialize in helping independent agents with website setup and social media content. I've been doing this 13 years. If you're interested, go to snoozy.com, click on our insurance services. You can check out our website design services, our daily social media posting services. In general, what I do is I interview you. I learn about what your style is, what your comfort level is with technology, and I just want to make sure that whatever we develop, that you feel good about it and that you know how it's going to work in your system. I do think that in 2022, not having a website and not having a social media presence, it's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you referrals. There's no doubt we're well past this kind of argument, especially after COVID. That being said, you don't want to just get anything. You want to get something that you kind of intertwine with how you're running your business, with what your comfort level is. And I think that we're very good at doing that. We'd like to chat. We'd like to kind of go through how you're doing things and then figure out some pieces we can build into your web presence that fit your style. Because like I said, this doesn't mean you become an e-commerce center. It just means that maybe someone's first impression of you is a little different than it used to be 10 years ago. So I appreciate everyone's time. Hopefully this gave you a few things to think about over the holidays, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Have a great day.